sa tanan. Welcome to today's edition of I Speak Media Conference. Wow, it's so different, no, to celebrate this or to have the conference na we have only weekly, no, na regular program of our city government of Davao through the City Information Office. So this year, the I Speak Media Conference is special today because of our Kadayawan Media launch through the I Speak Media Forum. So I'm Jesha Ann Opiana. For those who are not a regular attendee of this press conference, I am from the City Information Office, Information Officer 2. So on behalf of the Kadayawan Executive Committee, we welcome you all to the I Speak Media Forum Kadayawan 2025 Media Launch, our city's grandest festival. So this year's Kadayawan carries the theme A Festival Rooted in Culture and Abundance, and we're thrilled to share with you all the exciting activities, fresh highlights, and meaningful partnerships that await Davaoenos and visitors from around the country and hopefully around the world. So to our media friends, in the spirit of I Speak as well, of course, before we start, may we request our guests and people from the media to put our phones on silent mode to avoid disruption of our press conference. Also, you have found the audio box at the back of this setup, no, for your audio needs. And we'd also like to remind our media friends to have Kadayawan related questions only. Any other topics that may be asked could be asked after the press con, but please ask the resource person, no, for their necessary permission before conduct of the interview. Thank you so much. So we start by acknowledging our special guests for today, the members of the Executive Committee of Kadayawan 2025. We have the officer in charge of the City Tourism Operations Office, Attorney Jonah Margaret Presto. Good morning, Attorney. We have Ms. Nicole Halbian Ledesma, the President of the Davao Tourism Association. Good morning, Ms. Nicole. We also have the officer in charge of the Davao City Culture and the Arts, Sir Oscar Casaysay. Sir, good morning. And we have our Acting Operations and Coordination Officer of the Public Safety and Security Office, Major Jose Daniel M. Quinto. Sir, good morning. Later on, we will be joined by the chair of our Tourism and Beautification Committee of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, Councilor Mirna Delgado Ortiz, and Ms. Jean Bangayan, our co-chairperson of the MICE Board Davao. Alright, so we would also like to acknowledge the deputy mayors of the 11 ethno-linguistic groups of Davao City. That is the very essence of our Kadayawan Festival. We have Deputy Mayor Roel Arthur A. Ali Jr. of the Hatan Tribe, the Deputy Mayor Erwin Adolfo of the Bagobo Plata, Deputy Mayor Cheryl Anino of the Bagobo Tagabawa, Deputy Mayor Pamikiran Latif P. Arumpak Jr. of the Bangsa Iranon, Deputy Mayor Michael D. Muhammad of the Bangsa Kagan, who will be joining later. We also have Deputy Mayor Gabriel Nakan of the Bangsa Maguindanao, Deputy Mayor Rahima Usman Pulao of the Bangsa Maranao, the Deputy Mayor Carlito Ginto Jr. of the Matig Salog, Deputy Mayor Anthony L. Guyan of the Obo Manobo, Deputy Mayor Estrelita Tanjili Mahamud of the Bangsa Sama. Good morning, ma'am. And our Deputy Mayor Edyamin Ahalil of the Bangsa Tausug. Welcome to today's I Speak. Alright, we would like to recognize the presence of Ms. Jean Bangayan, the co-chairperson of the MICE Board Davao. And thank you for letting us use your beautiful venue for today's media launching of the Kadayawan 2025 Alright, sige, I know hot na tanong sa pag-ask kung saan updates for today's media briefing and for this year's Kadayawan Festival. But before that, let us first set the tone and spirit of this year's celebration and take a moment to watch the official a Kadayawan 2025 teaser video, a glimpse of the colors, culture, and energy that define this one-of-a-kind festival. Yes, sige. Thank you so much for that wonderful video, no City Tourism Operations Office. Let us invite back our guests from the panel. Thank you. Alright, so, sige. Okay, so to officially open the media launch and share this year's vision for Kadayawan, let us welcome the officer in charge of the Davao City Tourism Operations Office, Attorney Jonah Margaret Presto, for her opening statement. Then, hello, good morning. Mabuhay, Madayal. I think this is my first public appearance. Thank you so much for taking your time joining us today. This is a full room, so probably you have so many questions, but I have my colleagues here. Tulungan niyo akong sumagot. Anyway, so welcome to our media launch. Thank you so much for joining us. We are very excited once again. Here we are to celebrate our Kadayawan, highlighting and of course celebrating our tradition, our culture. It's good to look back once again where we came from, the people who were ahead of us, the reasons why we are here, Mold the city, the Davaoeños. So we are very excited to show again the Philippines and the entire world of what we have here in Davao City. So hopefully you will be very kind to ask questions to us. My colleagues here have prepared so much for the Kadayawan, so we are very excited to welcome all Kadayawan related questions. So once again, good morning and welcome. Thank you, Attorney Presto. Later on, we will entertain questions for Attorney Presto. Don't worry, Attorney, they will be kind. Alright, so another opening statement to be given by our nice board co-chairperson, Ma'am Jean Bangayan, ma'am.
Ayong buntag sa tanan. Good morning, everybody. Once again, we welcome you to the press conference of the Kadayawan 2025 celebration. To all the deputy mayors, mayong buntag at maraming salamat na naamutanan diri. So I hope that if there are any questions about the celebration of Kadayawan, which is a celebration of our indigenous tribes, our Bangsamoro and the indigenous tribes of Davao, matubag ninyo. You know more than we do about the celebration, why we're celebrating Kadayawan. So maraming salamat, and as Attorney Jonah said, I hope you'll be kind to us regarding your questions. So thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Jean. Before we proceed to the next opening statement, let me recognize the presence of our chairperson of the Tourism and Gratification Committee, Councilor Mirna Dolodo Ortiz. Good morning, ma'am. Proceeding to the next opening statement, the OIC of our Davao City Culture and the Arts, Sir Oscar Casaysay, sir, for your opening statement.
Isa ka makasining adlaw sa tutanan. o sama sa giingon sa ako mga kaubanan, no, nga anya karon kita para hislutag ang umaabot na kadayawan ug ato ani, no, sa syudad sa Davao ni siguro mas maayo may hislutan nato og mas lalim pa ang atong selebrasyon nga kanunay. Ang syudad sa Davao kauban man gyud ang katawhan, ang pribadong sektor ug syempre ang local government. Moro to, daghang kayong salamat.
Thank you, Sir Oscar Kasaysay. Next, of course, another important component of our celebration is our security. Let me welcome Sir Jose Daniel Kimpo for his opening statement, sir.
Maraming salamat. Maayong buntag ug madayaw sa tanan. Thank you very much sa pag-inviting nyo sa Security and Safety Cluster para mabutang nato ang sarili natin na ang ating Davao City is safe, and we would like to announce that our threat level is moderate but we have a high alert level. Sana masakot namin ang mga tanong ninyo unya para matiwasay ang ating celebration. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Sir Kimpo, for your opening statement. Next, we have the President of the Davao Tourism Association, Ms. Nicole Haubian Ledesma, for your opening statement, ma'am.
Mabuhay og madayaw, maayo buntag sa tanan. In behalf of the Davao Tourism Association and the Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, the private sector, we really have full support in the conduct of the King of Festivals, ating much-awaited Kadayawan Festival. Of course, as we all know, as the biggest festival here in the city, we anticipate influx of tourists and also activities of locals, tayo, mga Davaoenyo. Of course, it's a boost in our economic activities, but more than that, it's really showcasing who Davao is, and that is through the embodiment, through the representation of our deputy mayors, our 11 tribes, and that is something that we really take pride in. So we are really very excited for our much-awaited Kadayawan Festival. Daghang salamat.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Nicole Haubian Ledesma, for your opening statement. And finally, the Chair of the Tourism and Beautification Committee, Ma'am Mirna, Councilor Dalaba Ortiz, for your opening statement, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good morning, maayong buntag sa tanan. Assalamualaikum, madiger salam, malilummo namong lahat sa dialect namo sa Bagobo tribe. So today we really are celebrating kani ang atuang media launch. So this is the beginning of the Kadayawan, and as chairperson of the Committee on Tourism and Beautification, I fully support the Kadayawan sa Davao, and in my capacity also as a legislator, maningkamot si Konsehal Mirna na maka-legislate kita mga measures that will not just support the Kadayawan, but likewise support the indigenous peoples and the Moro tribes sa atuang syudad sa Davao, and also that we will be able to, let's say, promote Davao City as a whole. So thank you, may buntag sa tanan.
Thank you, Councilor Ortiz. Alright, just to get the ball rolling, dili na kita sa atong question and answer, pero before mag-open sa discussion, ako sa ang mangutana. Okay, sige. First question, for Attorney Jonah Presto, kamusta ang atoang general preparations for the Kadayawan Festival 2025? Unsa ang atong i-look forward na mga events for this year's celebration, ma'am?
For the preparation of Kadayawan, everything is in full swing na since we are nearing the event na gyud. But as per usual, we have our highlight events sa Hiya sa Kadayawan, showcasing the beauty, the culture of our 11 tribes. Indak-indak sa Kadayawan,
pamulak sa Kadayawan, dula sa Kadayawan, agong ug kulintangan. This is an addition since we don't have this from the previous Kadayawan. We added the agong ug kulintang to showcase the musical highlights the rich culture of our 11 tribes. Then we still have, and it is, I think, being improved by our 11 tribes, tribal village and cultural performances. And we are actually open for the accreditation of all other events related to Kadayawan. So it is, the preparation has been prepared for months already by the Executive Committee of Kadayawan. So it is in full swing. So again, we are very much excited for the implementation of this event. All right. Thank you, Attorney Presto. Later on, we will entertain questions for Attorney Presto. Dito sa ato ang kaubanan sa private sector, no? Either si Ma'am Jean or si Miss Nicole, no? Unsa ba ang, kamusta na ba ang ato ang mga preparations, no? Unsa ba ang mga gina-offer sa ato ang mga private sector for this year's Kadayawan, if any? And, unsa ba ta prepared to host this big celebration for this year po, ma'am? Okay, Miss Nicole na lang daw. Sige po.
The tourism industry has really been preparing for Kadayawan even at the very start of the year, because we all know this is really the biggest festival. So in full swing na rin ang preparation natin. The hotels have been releasing their different promos so that tourists would be attracted to attend the festival. The travel and tours sector have also came up with new tourism products or new tours na ma-offer natin sa mga guests natin. So meron na tayong bagong mga tours tulad ng palengke tour or market tour, where it is the perfect way to experience Davao through the food, through our bountiful harvest, yung mga fruits na na-appreciate talaga ng mga tourists natin. Meron na rin tayong chocolate and a coffee and cacao tour. Na again, it's something that Davao is to be proud of kasi we have award-winning coffee beans and we have award-winning chocolates. And this kind of tours is a nice experience for our tourists. And then our restaurants are also preparing. They have various promos, discounts para yung mga turista natin at tayong mga Davaoenyo ma-encourage to really go out of our houses and really eat out and experience local food. So in particular, the Davao Tourism Association is coming up with a food discount card wherein 40 restaurants in Davao, homegrown restaurants, have pledged to give discounts to those people who would buy that discount card. So because of this initiative, mas maiengganyo tayo kumain sa labas at suportahan ating mga local restaurants at ating mga local homegrown chefs.
Thank you, Miss Nicole. Anything to add, Miss Jean? Yes.
Yeah, if I may add, the tourism sector, ang mga tourism establishments nato diri have been going out of Davao. We have attended several tourism expos, not only around the Philippines, but also even to recently the DOT sponsored B2B or travel expo in Osaka, Japan, in Tokyo, and in Haneda, to invite mga Japanese na mahilig man guna sila mag golf. So we have the best golf courses here in the Philippines. So and then of course nag-invite din sila for the Kadayawan Festival. So we're really selling Davao and the Kadayawan Festival not only to our neighboring cities but dito po sa uban nga mga syudad diri sa Pilipinas o outside the Philippines. So if I may add, ang ato ang booth sa World Expo sa Osaka, the Philippine Expo booth there is one of the most visited and one of the best. Gwapo kaayo siya, gwapo kaayo. I mean, I really appreciate and congratulate the Department of Tourism for putting up that very, very beautiful expo, Philippine, what do you call that? The Philippine Pavilion, yes. The Philippine Pavilion in Osaka. Kung naamoy time, the expo will run until October. So kung naamoy time to visit, see the pavilion, and then naadito nga isa ka section nga ang mga tribal nato nakita gyud ang mga weaves nato diri, the indigenous, even the Tiboli, the Bagobo and all naagid dito na naka-display. So it also brought attention to the Davao region na mga culture. So we in the private sector are doing our best na ma-highlight yun nato ang Kadayawan and to really invite more and more people to come and visit. Salamat.
Thank you, Miss Jean and Ma'am Nicole, no, for your answers, no. Salamat kaayo. So at this point, dirita kay Sir Oka, no, our newest addition to the executive committee. This year's Kadayawan is special with you joining us, no, with having you on board. So, sir, how will this year's celebration reflect the culture and heritage of Davao's 11 tribes po?
Ang kalisod mo anang pangutana. Anyway, since the beginning naman, it always reflect the cultures of our indigenous and Moro people, no? So, ang distinct lang siguro karon is, as time goes by, no, nagay pagkambyo, na mga innovations, and then there is what we call transitional culture, na kung atong makita from kung unsa to atong naandan because of the changes and innovation, because of the gadgets and everything, no, naagay mga pagkambyo dito sa atong mga celebrations. So mao nang usahay mangutana nganong nawala man tong ing-ani nga naanda nato. So for now, as the in charge of our Davao City Culture and Arts Office, so I have been talking to the sector, to the culture and arts sector. Ang hangyo lang gid nila is brag klaro man, no, sa atong celebration ang katawhan sa ato ang indigenous people, but then again the culture, the sector itself, brag hinay-hinay daw silang nawala. So mao tong hinay-hinay na mo naga-discuss me, and in fact the executive committee is very open, no, they are bringing back the tunog, which is it was competition then of World Music Festival. A lot of musicians, not only in Davao but all over Mindanao, no, na kung saan din sumikat si Maan Chua, katong iyang mga kanta, si Lagaus Obensa, so si Baron and everyone, no, daghang kayong mga artists, and then kato naman pong mga cultural based na mga dance group, nawala po sila because of nawala po ang sayaw. So this year we are bringing back to showcase lang una. So we are showcasing all the mga winners of past winners, and then they're going to have a back-to-back event on the 15th, which is the Indigenous Peoples Day, the Agungan and Kulintangan, and pagkagabi. And I hope na-confirm na ba namo, no, nakasign naman siguro si Joey Ayala will be joining us this year as part of the tunog, no. So kana tong mga isa sa mga aspeto na gusto gid namo nga dili lang ang atong indigenous people ang ma-highlight, kundi ang culture and arts sector as well.
Thank you, Sir Oka, no, for that answer. Salamat kaayo, sir. So at this point, we ask the acting operations and coordinator and officer of the PSSO, no, sir, with all the tanan-tanan nga mga kanang mabulukon o colorful nga celebration sa Kadayawan Festival, no, we come to the more serious na kanang aspect, no, sa ato ang so that we can fully enjoy our celebration of Kadayawan Festival. Sir, kamusta man ang ato ang security preparations for Kadayawan Festival 2025?
Thank you. Although I mentioned kanina na ang atong threat level is moderate, but still we are on a high alert level. It is because although nasabi na Davao City is the second safest place in the Philippines, but we cannot put our alertness or alert levels lowered, and ang ating safety and security cluster is always there. And we always make sure that all activities shall have a safe environment. The safety and security cluster will always be assigned, will be there in all activity areas. In fact, Davao City Safety and Security Cluster will be deploying more or less 14,000 security and safety personnel to ensure that all areas throughout the celebration of the Kadayawan will be safe. On the average, there will be about 600 safety and security cluster personnel assigned every day in all areas of activity. And we would like also Colonel Sumagaysay, the officer in charge of the Public Safety and Security Office, would like to remind everybody of our culture of security. Pag may nalalaman, sabihin. And of course, yung our ordinances, city ordinances, shall still be implemented. And during festivities, we would just like to remind everybody that backpacks are not allowed in the congregation areas. Hats, caps, and jackets and pointed umbrellas is not allowed. And yung mga non-transparent water bottles will be confiscated. So yan po, dapat we are aware of that. And in all areas naman, meron tayong yung police assistance desk, of which commission officers will be manning that, to include other personnel of the Security and Safety Council. So we would like to emphasize that the security culture will always be practiced. So paminsan-minsan, pag ang ating security cluster ay medyo concerned, meron tayong makitang mga persons with backpacks, they may ask you to please open the bag so that they can have a visual inspection. Pero rest assured that the security and safety cluster will make sure that this month-long activity of the Kadayawan 2025 will be a very safe, prosperous, and a happy celebration. Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you, sir, no, for that answer. So maybe we ensure talaga no the safety and security of our Kadayawan Festival while we are enjoying its vibrant colors. All right, dito kay Councilor Ortiz with her fresh and newly minted chairperson of the Tourism and Beautification. Ma'am, do we have any policies in place kung sa inyong committee ba as chair of the Tourism and Beautification, kanang doon na ba tayong mga ordinances na nakaplan siya for not only for Kadayawan but also for the festivals or any tourism related initiatives for Davao City po?
Yeah. Okay, no. Sometime earlier this year na nag-request ang City Council na ma-declare ang Kadayawan Festival nato na holiday. So it's good na nagranta rin ng Malacanang na maging holiday ang August 15. So okay yun siya, no, na development. It's a positive development. So all people will be celebrating Kadayawan. So kung may klase man, mag-close ang classes natin. So, well, it's a holiday. So bago lang man din, with regards to the committee, we just concluded our, we called ELA just yesterday, the Executive Legislative plans of the Davao City Council and the Executive Department. But so one of the identified, let's say, gagawin ng committee, and likewise, it's a collaborative effort with the Executive Department, is the amendment of our Tourism Code of Davao City. We all know na matagal na yung Tourism Code, and we amended the Tourism Code sometime 2019. So parang outdated na rin siya, no? Considering na with the developments of not only in culture but sa kinatibuk-ang Davao City. So dapat mag-jive tayo with the existing tourism concepts also, and yung ibang kultura din, no, natin with the indigenous peoples, kung paano sila ipasok natin, and also yung sa tribal village. So we plan na ma-institutionalize sana ang tribal village na to, no? So nandun na ang lahat ng 11 tribes, the Moro and IPs natin. Why gusto natin ma-institutionalize? So that hindi lang natin bigyan ng pansin ang ating village sa Kadayawan, during Kadayawan. So we would like that that will be, let's say, one of the tourist attractions ng Davao City. Wag lang kung sa tindahan pa, abri sirado, or siga palong. So might as well, pag may visitors tayo, not only from not only foreigners, but from turista pa rin kasi kung you're from the Philippines. So masabi, because di ba pinagmamalaki natin ang ating IPs and Moro. So might as well may ma-showcase din tayo. And one thing more, yung mga products na ingon natong ginabaligya din no, sa tribal village, that will help the livelihood of our indigenous peoples. Kung saan sila na tribe na belong, so makatinda sila, and much more ma-encourage sila na ma-maintain or ma-retain natin yung ating mga produkto as members of IPs and Moro.
Thank you, Councilor Ortiz. All right, at this point, the much awaited, no, we open the floor for our questions. So request lang ko no na we raise our hands and state our name. And before asking questions, name and media organization. Tapos please, kung dili mo recognize, kay ayaw mo o ano ha, kanang para dili ta magyagaw, dito magsapaw-sapaw, no? Wait for me to recognize you. I will recognize you all. Char. As much as we can. And as much as the venue permits us. Alright, sige, at this point, we'll entertain questions from our media friends, starting with Ms. Maya Padilla of Edge Davao. Paliwag ko mic kay Miss Maya. Our technical team. Alright, sige, go!
Good morning. Actually, daghan ko questions para kanilang sa. I noticed a first here. Yung wala nang the last year kasi is 39 Kadayawan, but now parang wala na siya, Kadayawan 2025 lang. Why is that? And my next question is, how much is the budget allocated for this year, and how much is coming from the private sector kung meron man? Pwede ihurutan na question, no? And para hindi na ko. And my next question is for kay Councilor Ortiz. I applaud yung pag-institutionalize ng tribal village, kasi parang every year, kasi napansin namin na every year may budget para repair, then after the Kadayawan, wala na. Then pagka next year ulit, another budget for the repair. And my last is for Sir Oka. Ano pa ba ang dapat gawin? Kasi every year, we have the 11 tribes, but parang hindi sila masyadong na-showcase every festival. What could be your recommendation para naman ma-showcase talaga yung 11 tribes ng Davao City? That's it. Thank you.
First is katong sa
Kadayawan 2025.
Kakayawan 2025. Who will...
What's the ano
Sir
po
Oka
behind?
na lang ang mo answer.
I'll answer the first question regarding nawala ang 40th, no? Because that was also the first time I joined the executive committee meeting. So my first reaction was, sa 2025 less 40, we started the Kadayawan in 1985. So the executive committee thoroughly discussed, and they gave me time to come up with a brief history of Kadayawan and then the evolution of Kadayawan, no? So we discussed thoroughly and accepted, the executive committee through a resolution accepted my presentation, which means it really did not started 1985. If there were narratives before that started why they concluded 1985, we could not call it out, so we really discussed it thoroughly. However, it was resolved that we will pass the resolution to the City Council para as part of institutionalizing of Kadayawan, no, katong gina-question now, if we're going to come up with an ordinance, we really have to come up with a real study, a thorough study of the Kadayawan, its history, its different major components, and how we bring this towards every year, no, para makita natin. So, and we already passed a resolution. I think magkakaroon lang ng agenda, no, ipasok na lang as an agenda through the new office. It was, during the meeting, it was then Councilor Alrayan Alejandre who heads the Tourism Committee. So, but then again, we have a new chair of the Tourism Committee in the Sangguniang Panglungsod. So that is why we are presenting that. And I think they're going to come up with a real, baka magkaroon ng series of consultations, public hearings, and which hereby we encourage, no, katong mga nakabalugyod kung kanus akay ug unsa tong mga hinungdan. Although we recognize in the early years, no, it was then who the mayor is Elias Lopez, whom we know is a Bagobo, who really initiated indigenous people's ritual, no, or community and bringing it dito pa sa PTA grounds. So ginahimo niya as a citywide event. However, walang malinaw na narratives. So I think it's really important as part of our history to really come up with our documentation. So yun yung mga weaknesses na nakita namin through the years. Kadayawan did not have a very systematic scientific documentation para, kasi kami aalis na rin kami, although we were actively part of the Kadayawan before 20 or 10 years ago. Ngayon, medyo nakakalimutan na. So how can we hand it down to the next generation or to the next future leaders? So more or less, kasi ang karamihan sa executive committee, mga nasa 30-ish pa, mga millennials, so dili yun nila nasabtan or dili yun sila nakabalo, nakasubay. So I think it is through Ma'am Councilor Mirna, no, mag-coordinate ang Davao City Culture and Arts Office and Ma'am Mirna to really come up with a well-crafted ordinance about Kadayawan. Para wala na yung pangutana nganong gakambyo-kambyo man, no, ang mga whatever it is in the Kadayawan. So ang ato ang focus diri is to institutionalize Kadayawan.
Just a follow-up, Sir Oka, sorry. Are you saying na mali yung mga years na parang ika-39 or ika-38, mali yun? And hindi ba lalagyan niya ng ilang years na unless yung ordinance mapasa?
May I answer that? Okay. Because of what Sir Oka mentioned about the kung there's really they have to go back and check really the narratives and the kung kailan talaga nag-start ang Kadayawan, because if you remember, we started with Apo Duwaling and then naging Kadayawan. So in the meantime na naga-find out pa and researching on when it really started, the executive committee decided to remove the kung pang-ilan na Kadayawan. So, we just put Kadayawan 2025 until such time na maano na natin that we can really find out when Kadayawan started. So that's the reason why we took out the 39th, the 40th, the 38th, everything. It's just Kadayawan 2025.
All right. So for the okay, thank you, ma'am. For the budget question. All right.
For the budget, we have approved budget last year of 67 million, but for this year, we have an overall budget of 60 million. So there is a decrease of 7 million. And for the private sector, Ms. Nicole?
For the Ways and Means Committee, which is composed of Davao Tourism Association, Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, and the MICE Board, and together with the City Tourism Operations Office, we were able to raise a total sponsorship of 14 M for both X-Deal and cash. That is as of date, and we're still in the process of negotiating more entities who are willing to sponsor, because what's nice when you say Kadayawan, marami talagang companies and businesses na really interested to also support this event.
All right. Napabado. All right.
I think if ma-institutionalize ang Kadayawan, we might as well include that in the ordinance sa measure. So with regards the budgetary requirements, sa karon dili ta maka-ingon as to how much is the needed amount, but I think that calls for a huge amount kasi gawin naman nating permanent siya na structure. And not only if we, let's say, matuloy man yon, we also request our deputy mayors and mga staff nila na alagaan na talaga ang tribal village, especially yung mga structures sa kanilang mga tribo. So, ma-maintain na talaga, and that's one of the tourist destination ng Davao City.
Okay. For the 11 tribes, Sir Roca.
Yes. For the 11 tribes, we've been having series of meetings. In fact, para din dun sa sinasabi ni Councilor Ortiz, we already discussed it with the economic department of the city, economic enterprise, because they are in charge of Magsaysay Park. They already have a blueprint on how they will come up with the new architectural design of the entire park. So in fact, when we have a meeting, we have discussed, ang initial nila is, we have to also lay out the houses in a way na it is a community. For now, para kasing na-divide, ang IP is nandito sa kabila, tapos may parang bakante, and then mutabok ka, you cross, and then the Moro. So, I think it's the impact is that we are not creating a multicultural community amongst our IP. So, marami lang na factor in, we discussed it already. So I hope na in years to come, we coordinate with Councilor Ortiz, the executive department will coordinate, of course, together with our city tourism, because I think they also have a very huge amount. They won recently na maliit lang, 20 million na baka i-factor in para ma-pull of the whole of Davao City government ang magplano talaga.
Thank you, Sir Oka. Next, sige, tinsa pa, dali lang. Sige, Sunstar Davao, next, si Ma'am Ruth. And then sorry, Ma'am, Mindanao Times. Alright, sige, Ma'am. Wala pa yung microphone for Regine Patambon of Sunstar Davao.
Good morning to Attorney Press. Attorney, syempre, we are expecting a bigger Kadayawan Festival karon. Pila itong gina-expect na tourist arrival sa Davao City? Are we aiming for nga mas taas compared to last year? And then,
i-boost pud ba nato ato ang international tourist na pag-encourage sa ilaha po?
Well, for the tourist arrivals, no, for the last year, for the month of August, we have almost 200,000 tourist arrivals. That's both local and foreign tourists. So, of course, we aim for a higher number of tourist arrivals for this year. Since, as mentioned, we have prepared so much for this year's Kadayawan. There has been changes. There is an evolution of the whole festival, no? Since having Sir Oco on board, there has been, kumbaga, parang natuturuan yung mga bagong generations of what should be Kadayawan is. So we are expecting for a bigger number of tourist arrivals. But as to the tourist of arrivals, so it is not really just an effort for the Kadayawan, but for the whole year. So as mentioned, there has been road shows in Japan, done, I think that was in May, in June, and last year as well, we were able to join a roadshow in Australia. So if we target really for a higher tourist arrival, it is not an effort for the month of Kadayawan alone, but for the entire operations for the tourism industry. So yes, we are expectant that we will have a higher number of tourist arrivals.
Natay target number, ma'am?
Target number, well, hopefully we can have an increase for at least 50% of the last time. Hopefully, kaya ba natin from the private sector of our facilities to have at least an increase of our tourist arrivals from compared last year.
Last question na lang po. Ma'am, I've seen sa schedule that we used the format last year na on the same day ang two major events na to po. Have we seen a murag good na kanang impact? That's why we are replicating the two major events in this year?
Well, logistic-wise, it would be very efficient if we have the two events together in one day, and also the two events is very relative to each other. So relatable siya, the Pamulak and the Indak-Indak, showcasing the Active Fair culture and also at the same time the dances that we have. So I think it is very efficient to have it joined in one day.
Thank you. Ma'am, isa na
Sige,
lang po.
go.
For our PSSO, sir, syempre, we are expecting na kaning daghantag mga turista ni unsaon na to pag-handle ang ato ang traffic situation, especially nga makita nato na medyo congested atong mga roads at the moment, especially natay mga road closures na paggahimuon on this day or mga major events na day po.
Yes, ma'am. Sa mga major events talaga, major thoroughfares will be closed, no, full closure to accommodate yung influx ng tourists, influx ng mga participants. So, meron talaga tayong, it will create a congestion, but however, CTTMO has planned how to do ng mga detours natin and other alternate routes para medyo ma-decongest ang ating main activity area. But for sure, yung parts of the San Pedro Square, Rizal Park, Magallanes, and Claveria, in fact, up to going towards Coastal Road, meron tayo dyan mga full closure, meron din tayo dyan initial lang, depende sa activity. But in big events natin, a lot of major thoroughfares natin might be affected in the traffic flow. But CTTMO and our police traffic units will also be managing and ensuring that may convenience din ang ating mga mga vehicles natin to go to the activity area.
Alright, thank you. So maybe we can invite CTTMO no next time for to discuss the traffic plans for the upcoming Kadayawan. In the meantime, nakapost na din po yung ating official list of events sa ating Facebook page. We can refer to it para people can plan ahead no, sa kanilang mga schedule for August. Kay Bibo gid ang Davao City this coming August. Alright, next we have the news of news sport, ma'am.
Good morning. Kay Councilor Mirna. Ma'am, can you mention to us, ma'am, what are those items or provisions in the old tourism code that need to be amended?
Actually, no. We had this plan between the executive department and the legislative department. So right now, i-explore pa namin, i-revisit pa namin ang Tourism Code of Davao City. So as to the specific provisions, wala pa kami because we are in the process of revisiting the Tourism Code. So marami pa yan mga let's say si Executive Department, ang ating City Tourism Office, mag-conduct pa yan sila ng mga inspections or surveys with regards the existing situation natin dito sa Davao City regarding tourism. So, yung specific provision later na yon after the conduct of surveys and etc.
Thank you, Cons. Yung sa institutionalization ng ating tribal village, gaano po natin ito mapabilis or do you have timeline for this, ma'am?
Actually, we plan it the soonest, no? Kasi what is 12 months, no? Karon nagkadayawan ta. Unya kung dili nato ni paspasan, basi maabtan na puta sa next kadayawan 2026. So we consider this urgent, and with the let's say support of our City Tourism Office and our from Sir Oka also, so ma-fast track din natin ito. So hopefully we can ma-fast track natin yung project.
Thank you, Cons. Can I ask si Sir sa yes. Sorry po, si Deputy Mayor. Sir, paano natin ma-prepare yung tribal village, sir, since i-institutionalize na natin ito, and ano yung kakaiba ngayon sa tribal village, sir? Liz Carayawan.
Hi, good morning. Auzubillahi min syaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To all the guests, everyone, maayong buntag. Going back to your question, ma'am, we prepared, actually just yesterday also started the renovation to invite all the guests para makita natin magiging matibay siya. And of course, we are always being, every year, pinapakita natin yung mga uniqueness and different cultures na pwede natin ipa-showcase every tribe. And then secondly, the question regarding with institutionalizing the tribal village, in fairness of Attorney Jonah, she's always collaborating with us from time to time for halimbawa livelihood programs. She's always pinapa-fast track niya yung yung sewing machine to give more livelihoods and programs to our 11 tribes, and also we promote the digitalization. It's gonna be a futuristic, at the same time we preserve the culture sensitivity. So there are many programs with the LGUs for promoting the 11 tribes uniqueness and everything. So we just have to be more cooperative and teamwork. In time, magiging, that's what the question a while ago na, what are the programs for yung 11 tribes ma-showcase during Kadayawan. The LG is trying to promote not only for the Kadayawan, but for the whole year, na magiging, we promote it locally, global and locally. So maybe, these are the few things na pwede natin ma-promote, ma'am. Thank you.
If I may add to that, so as mentioned by Deputy Mayor Nakano, we have been working, we have been collaborating even before I sit as the OIC of the Tourism Office. So really the whole gist of institutionalizing the 11 tribes or the tribal village is more of preservation and showcasing of what true culture or what are their true tradition. I've been encouraging the members of the 11 tribes. Example, ang ilahang dialect, do you codify or ang inyong mga sanina, do you have kumbaga back up by data nga it is really your patterns para as mentioned ni Sir Oka na dili pa nga mali og interpretation because we don't know, these are the 11 tribe leaders that we have, these are the EXICO members of this year's Kadayawan. What if 10 years from now there will be another interpretation of Kadayawan, another interpretation of the 11 tribes. So to preserve really and to pass on to the
next generation, not only the tribal, the leaders, but also for the next generations of Davaoenos, na we have to preserve and pass on the correct traditions, culture, and kumbaga, kung unsa gud ang Kadayawan, unsa ang 11 tribes, who are they, their language, ilahang cuisine, ilahang clothing, ang history nila. So it's very important to go back kung unsa gud ang nahitabo in the past, because as mentioned po ninyo, no, if we indulge ourselves of history, we would know how resilient they are before. That will give us more courage na nakaya nila sa una. So nakaya po nato siya. So it's a lot of implications if we go back, if we go research, we go back to the history kung unsa gid ta, and that made us as a city. So it's very vital. So I'm happy to hear from the office of Sir Oka and by the help of the legislative that we are actually institutionalizing these things.
Thank you, Attorney. Okay na ka, Ma'am Ruth? May any more questions? Yes, sige. Carlo Dolier.
Good morning, mabuhay og madayaw. I'd just like to give two questions. It's either to the city tourism and kay Kang Sir Oka. The first question is for clarification and for the benefit of the media. Very intriguing katong logo karong nga tuiga. So, what's this motif for this year and how will it entice sa ato ang mga turista? Either way. And the second question pod is for the next editions of the Kadayawan Festival, kinsa nay mag-handle? Ang city tourism or ang kang department bag-o lang kang Oka? The first question is
For the ako na lang. Sige. So, siguro Mr. Dolier wants to know about the kanang ato ang unsa ang reason behind our logo.
Yeah. Okay, for the logo, we still have our 4 icons, the Waling, the eagle, the Mount Apo, and the Rian. And as to the patterns, no, we patterned in if you can observe, parang may staircase siya. So it's an ascent of abundance while preserving our traditions and culture. As to the question, who will handle the Kadayawan, I think we can, there is somehow gray area because for the celebration of Kadayawan, there is a cultural part. There is also a tourism part. So the challenge there is how can the tourism sector and the culture and arts collaborate with that. So it's not a question of whether si Culture and Arts Office lang or si tourism lang ang mag-handle sa Kadayawan. It has to be a collaboration with the two.
Alright. Yes.
Yes, I think although baka kasi nabasa nila yung city ordinance ng Culture and Arts Office na Kadayawan will be managed by the Culture and Arts Office. However, we cannot deny that Kadayawan is a tourism event also. So kailangan lang siguro yung the balance, and it was discussed naman sa Exicom when the office was created by Mayor Baste, na at least medyo nagkaroon ng synergy yung dalawang office, and by that nagkaroon talaga ng thorough discussion. So I think there will be no conflict between the Office of the Culture and Arts and the Office of the City Tourism. So yun lang siguro yung, kasi this is the first year of the Office of Culture and Arts. So meron pa talagang mga gray areas na sinasabi ni Attorney Jonah na kailangan pa sigurong ayusin kasi bago kasi siya. So lahat naman tayo pag bago medyo mag-aalanganin, magdadalawang isip, tama ba ito o mali ba ito? Kasi wala tayong pinagbatayan. However, because of our culture, na we really coordinate and unite, and hindi naman tayo nag-aaway-away. So, ayun. Siguro, next year, mas mapaayos pa namin ang Kadayawan at mapaganda pa natin. And magtutulungan lang po tayo.
Yes, I ask this because baka may confusion po with the for the next editions baya sa mga festivities. Mao lang
Alright.
to.
Thank you, Carlo. No longer confused, no? Okay. Sige, thank you. Sige, related daw nga question. Unsa man to? Okay. Sige, si ano na lang si Ma'am Mindanao Times. Sorry. So, bago magod sa akong dagan ka ayun, bago ko ba, unta palanti ang I speak, ang kadagan of guns. Dagan ka new faces ba? Sige daw, ma'am.
Intern pa man dito.
Okay. Pag mo-graduate ka ba?
Yes, intern pa sa Mindanao Times. Good morning, everyone. My question goes to attorney for the City Tourism. Since Kadayawan Festival, we celebrate this for a very long time, and this is one of the biggest festivals po ang sinelebrate ng Davao City. And for sure, there will be a lot of performers ang mo dayo ani from local artists, indigenous people performers, and of course the commercial sponsors or maybe the guest celebrities meron po siguro. My question is isa lang po, how can the City Tourism or the Culture and Arts ensure that the public that local artists and indigenous groups are fairly compensated, especially compared to the commercial sponsors or the celebrities po? From Mindanao Times.
Yes.
Sinta, bago pa po ko. But anyway, of course, we have the executive committee, no? As we have practiced it even to other festivals, the decision is not really coming from one person alone, not one office alone. It's the tourism ba or the Office of the Culture and Arts. It is decided by a body of people, which is the Execom. So, as to whatever compensation or whatever honorariums or whatever that will be given to our guests, our performers, it is duly deliberated by the Execom. Of course, we should pay what is due to our performers. No, they are not here. Maybe they've spent pamasahe or anything. We don't want na pagtuon lang sila diri nga. We don't even give them what is due to them. So again, it is not decided by one person alone or one office alone. It is decided and deliberated by the entire Execom.
Okay, thank you. Related. Sige. Kay, ano na lang si Maya because related question lang daw.
Kay Councilor Ortiz, this is regarding the icons or the logo. Napansin ba na kung naagi hapon ang orchid? But for how many years na napansin nato na every Kadayawan, wala na kayo orchid. Do you have also plan to revive the orchid industry in Davao City since it's one of the icons of Kadayawan?
Actually, may ano yung floriculture project din tayo, no, this year. So, saan?
We will have a floriculture exhibition. It will be at the Coastal Road together with the Carnival. So we'll have a exhibition for our floriculture as well.
Yung mga yung mga growers from Davao City?
Actually, entire Davao region and even from other countries will be joining. Not just for Davao City. Yeah.
So walang plano to revive the orchid industry in Davao City?
Actually, marami tayong orchid growers dito. It's just, siguro, ma-invite lang din sila through competition, flower arrangement. So, parang ganun lang. Maraming orchid growers and in fact, they're importing also. Export, I mean. So, ma-invite lang natin siguro sila. Let's take that into consideration also.
Okay. Kay last for my end. Kay Sir Oka, sorry, kanang just based on your experience, sa expertise niyo po, kailangan pa bang lagyan kung pang ilang Kadayawan ang Kadayawan Festival?
When we started, wala naman siyang number. Kaya lang, to give more prestige and premium, kasi diyan nakikita na every year, ilang years na tayo. Siguro yun yung milestone. So however, na-loss lang siguro talaga Because kasi we revisited we saw mga documents 1997. Tama naman ang computation ngayon na 40th because they counted noong 1997 12. So talagang 1985 ang base nila. However, when we call out kung unsa gyud ang basis nga noong 1985 because there was upward dwelling during the Mayor Zaf Respicio and it was changed when Mayor Tatay Digong was elected in 1988. No, nagpa-contest, if you could remember, there was a contest, no, na gihimo kung unsang gwapo because Tatay Digong ayaw niya mag-focus dun sa Mount Apo, sa Durian, and Waling-Waling because Davao is not all about yun lang, no? It's the culture. So, kaya ang nanalo, I think, was taga-RMC, no? Taga-Rizal Memorial Colleges. He won when he coined Kadayawan because the root word is Madayaw, no? It means goodness, abundance, everything is good. So, mo itong gi-adapt ni Mayor, although wala gid me klarong documentation from Sanggunian if it was institutionalized, no, kasi during the early years of the celebration it was not the government who initiate but it was the private sector, kaya may waling-waling because the floriculture at the time headed by nila Doña Soriano, Doña Ayala, yung mga sila Yuhico and Fuentes Pina, Leuenberger, they were the ones who really pushed. And if you could remember, the campaign tagline of Davao at the time was City in Bloom. Tama ba ko, Ian? No, City in Bloom because, and the waling-waling ang nakafocus. So talagang, because of those mga growers of waling-waling. So kaya yun doon nag-umpisa. However, yun lang yung na-document namin. Pero kung bakit binigyan ng diin ang 1985, because at that time, it was very turbulent years in Davao City. Davao City was known to be the killing fields of Davao, no? At the time. Tapos, Welgang Bayan, Yellow Friday, ang initiator pa was Nanay Suling, no? So kaya talagang wala kaming makitang documentation. The only newspaper who was present then and until now was Mindanao Times. Wala nang Mindanao Mirror, wala nang Sun, wala nang Periodico Davao, wala na yung San Pedro Express. Hala, bro, maida, kabalo lagi mo sa akong edad.
And an age reveal.
So, those were the times, no? Kaya, dino-document na namin through the help of Davao Historical Society. Na ayan sila Patni, sila Ringo, and of course, Ma'am Luz Ilagan, who is the president now. So, through them, no, talagang pinagtulungan namin to come up with a brief presentation at nagtulungan. We tried to contact Sir Nestor Herfilia, who was the first festival director, who really, kanyang brilliant idea yung indak sa kadalanan. So, ang sabi niya talaga, it was in 1989. So, sabi namin, wala ding documentation. 88 si Mayor, and if you Google it now, not ChatGPT, ang lalabas talaga na start is when Mayor Digong, Tatay Digong was first elected as mayor in 1988, he initiated the Kadayawan. Kaya lang, during the early years, as I've said, it was the foundation, the Kadayawan Foundation. So unlike now, it's really the government, no, together of course with the with private sector na nagpupush. So I think it's high time. So talagang magaling din si Mayor Baste na nabuo yung office para i-document lahat ito. So I think yan ang aming trabaho para maayos, ma-institutionalize at ma-pass on natin yung sabi ni Attorney Jonah, na i-pass on natin sa ating future generation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Oka. Ano lang siguro, mag-plug lang ko kung gusto panood ka ng mga kasaysayan, ng mga talks with Sir Oka. He has a regular program sa BCDR. Unya daw. So gusto pa nila sa
BCDR.
Sige, kami lang. Show of hands again, me. Show of hands, 1, 2. Sige. Roan Abasolo, si Joel Ramirez, si Karin, og si Nawa. Wait lang, nasay mo ang microphone. Sige. Sige. Sige, kayo. Ganina pa mong gunin si Sir Roan. Good. Sagit na lang daw, Sir Roan. Sige.
Thank you. In terms of hotel rooms, we have more than enough. Actually, kami sa private sector, we have been ready since way back. Yun lang talaga, yung for us, sa amin lang kasi is yung kulang to fill up our rooms. But yeah, the occupants na lang talaga ang kulang. So, and then we're doing our best to improve our services. That's why with the help of through the Davao Tourism Association, daghaming mga seminars and seminars to help improve the services para maging world-class talaga tayo. We're aiming for that, and we hope that we can achieve that in the very near future.
Anything to add, Ms. Nicole? Ayan.
To add to that, what Ms. Jean said, so the hotels, the restaurants are really ready to accept the influx of the tourists. Marami naman sa mga hotels and restaurants natin, they are DOT accredited. Meron din sila mga certification from the City Tourism Operations Office to really make sure that they have the required standards to give the tourism experience to our guests. 2 weeks ago, si Davao Tourism Association also hosted a certified guest service professional training. Isa itong international certification na US certified to really capacitate our hospitality professionals na magbigay ng world-class customer service. To add to that, very aggressive din ang Department of Tourism Region 11 in conducting the Filipino Brand of Service Excellence. Para yung customer service natin dito sa Davao, nagkakaroon ng branding na talagang iba yung experience pag pumunta ng Davao through the Filipino Brand of Service Excellence training.
Sige. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Actually, sir, we have tribal in charge. Each tribal houses, we have 2. It is under city tourism, and actually, they have also trainings provided by the city tourism para po we can provide what Ms. Nicole told the Filipino brand of service po. Thank you. Okay na ka, sir, si Datu. Sige po.
Maling lumong lahat, mayroong buntag sa tanan. In addition to your question, sir, we usually invite our youth leaders to go with the tribal houses to encourage everyone also to entertain our visitors, foreign and national.
Alright. Thank you, Datu. Sige po. Kinsa na tong next? Si Sir Joel Ramirez. Sige, sir. Ayan.
Ang makasaysay sa tanan si Sir Oscar Ragyud.
Agree or agree?
Sige, siguro natin edition nga si Sir Oka lang ang ano itong guest. Alright, sige sir.
Clarification lang, sir, no? Na-mention mo mo 1985. So, 41 na ang Kadayawan?
No, 40th man unta because it's a milestone. So kung imong iles ang 2025 ug 40, it will amo gawas na nagsugod ang Kadayawan 1985. So that's the gray area. Kay katulaging giingon ako, while we were researching all the documents and even mga newspaper accounts, it will really point dito sa 1988 or 89, no? So dili gid siya. So motong gipasa namo karon ang burden dito sa sangguniang panglungsod to really come up with a comprehensive research study, no, and series of consultations and public hearings para makadocument na kita. I think that would form part dito sa institutionalizing. Ayaw kabalaka kay his good with me, ako, through my initiative, I discussed this with the different academic or mga scholars. In fact, they are coming up with a colloquium as part of their activity. Siguro magpa-accredit sila. And we invited, of course, from NCCA to give us guidance also. So, para katong mahimo ni Ma'am Mirna, makatabang na to later on. So, while we are having this mga celebrations kalingawan, naapod tayo ginahimo nga seryosong panaghisgot.
Na-ask na ko siya, sir. Because during sa visit, no, katong sa tour sa Duaw, sa library, sa museum, na-mention sa isa ka staff dito na Elias Lopez was the father of Kadayawan. So, nangutaan ako nga, no? So, di siya katubag. So, I think time na nga para i-consolidate ang tanan nga information and the history. Ikaw kasaysayan na, sir.
Lilipod, we closely coordinate with Davao Historical Society. In fact, naanapod may discussion with Davao Guide and all tour guides to really have a thorough discussion of Davao history. Kay ordinance na baya, gihimo po baya na ni Mayor Baste nga, itudlo na gid ang Davao history in all levels. So I think we are happy and glad na Davao Historical Society has been with us, who really push, no? In fact, they already conducted a conference among DepEd teachers, no? Unya, siguro katulad lang maghimo gyud og manual kay even mga local historians nato, si Professor Mac Chu, si Sir Tony Figueroa have already come up with a book. Himuon na lang gyud siyang manual. And then siguro part po dito ang part sa local history, pag maayos na po nato ang Kadayawan. So kana gid ang mo na ang gikabisihan sa Office of Culture and Arts sa karon nga aspeto.
Salamat kaya na, sir, kay may part na gid siya sa culture sa Davao ang ato ang Kadayawan. Mahimo na nimong legacy unya, sir, sa mga batanon karon nga.
Again, emphasizing.
Kani follow up lang ako, mama, kaning na-mention mo gutong Mindanao Times kanina, sila tong mga old guards diri. Pero pangutanon ako ang mga seniors diri sa panel.
Yours?
Kung naay mo amin. Na-observe na ako, no, na naay mga changes sa sa Kadayawan. Very striking sa ako ang kaning changes sa mga rota. Because sa una nag-start siya from Magsaysay Avenue, CM Recto to San Pedro Street, Legazpi. Sorry, dili na ako pilayo ang isulti kay. Balik na sa history. Legazpi, and mag-end up siya sa PTA. So, abot, kung na-remember nyo na siya nga nag-cover ko, si Ma'am Daludo, kuan siya. Dalo di gyud ako mention ha. Kuan siya kaning dili kaya pwedeng i-studyan nato kung okay ba na gamiton nato ang daan nga ruta, ibalik na siya because ma'am and sir, wala na monopoly karon sa pag-promote sa Davao City because everybody dili ka Pinoy kung dili ka vlogger. Ang mga tao nagalinya din na sa CM Recto tungod kay gwapo ang view, wala na tong mga cobwebs nga naka-distract. Dili na pod pare sa una nga daghag bantings nga samok. Di kaya pwede nga istrito na to siya from CM Recto. Okay na lang diya mag-start sa Rojas, CM Recto, San Pedro, then Legazpi. Posible kaya kit makita nimo sa mga views sa mga cellphones nga kuha sa mga cellphones, mga pictures, videos, gina-highlight nila na nga wala na cobweb sa Davao City, wala na to spaghetti wires. And makita nimo ang development sa CM Rec Davao City pinaagi sa San Pedro o sa CM Recto nga wala na tong mga eyesores. Posible kaya na
Maybe
si councilor or si ma'am Bagay.
Okay. Regarding yung rota, as we said, nag-evolve na rin tayo, and because of the traffic situation, we had to reroute, but still naapagyapon ang CM Recto, although abot lang siya dito sa we turn right to Bonifacio, and then Legazpi, and then San Pedro, kay mag-end man gud siya sa San Pedro Square. So dito mag-start ang kumbaga ang showdown talaga. So we had to take into consideration and consulted the CTTMO and the kasi we have to consider the traffic situation, and ang dami naman din kasi nagreklamo na bakit ang daming road closures. And one of the reasons why also that we decided to have the two major events, the Indak and the Floral Parade in one day. Number one is to maiwas yung daghang road closures for 2 days, right? And then another thing is for the visitors who come to watch the big events, at least in one day, makita na nila tanan. Kaysa yung iba kasi mag-watch sila, they will watch the Indak, and they will not come back anymore for the floral. So sayang din di ba? That's a big showcase also for the Kadayawan. So that's the reason why the Execom, we really consulted with our public safety and security and our CTTMO regarding the routes of the parade and the Indak.
yes.
Wala ka.
Maybe Sir Joel, we can explore that kung sa next nato na mga celebrations. Also, pwede na to i-invite po ang CTTMO for the recommendation kay ang CTTMO nag-recommend for the unsa ang pinaka-efficient na ato ang for the convenience of everyone, liwas taliwas sa ato ang mga other considerations pa kana siya. So siguro sir, in the coming days, padulong na ang Kadayawan Festival, we can invite also CTTMO for that.
For my last question,
Additional lang, isa question yun, isa sa reasons nga nung nagkaroon ta ng rerouting is because, firstly, if we start at Magsaysay Park, we start very early. So, ang mahitabo, ang mga participants, mag-adto dito, alas 4 ng umaga, alas 5 ng umaga, just to join the parade, the party. So, ang mangyayari, taas kayo ang ruta, daghan kayong participants, ang health problem ang pumapasok. Like for example, fainting, minor injuries is because wala sila nag-almusal, wala sila nakakaon, and then under the heat of the sun, and we all know na 10 o'clock sun is a very dangerous sun. No, dihagyod talaga ang heat exhaustion, and daghan kayo ang maapektuhan. At saka yung marami tayong mga routes, streets that will be closed. So, ang congestion sa traffic will be very much be affected. So daghan kaayo, lalo-lalo na ang ating mga public utility vehicles, nasi-shorten ang kanilang time, longer ang time nila, and napaapektuhan ang kanilang realized income for that day, for that particular hour. Kasi isang ikot nila sa ruta nila, almost 1 hour na sobra. So it also consider niyan. That's why shortened siya, at saka as Ms. Bangayan said, ang mga activities andoon na lang concentrated sa San Pedro Square. Yun lang po. Salamat.
Thank you.
Last question for Ma'am sa ating tourism office. Siyempre part sa icons na to ang kaning durian that represents bountiful harvest, and also tong flowers. Karon bang kadayaw no say expect nato na mahitabo ma'am na ba amuan yang mga turista para mangita sa atong fruits and flowers, na ba siya?
For the fruits, of course, readily available naman siya, no? We have a lot of merchants for our durian. For the floriculture, we have an exhibition. It will be at the Coastal Road, headed by former Yusek Lavinia. So there will be showcasing also our floriculture. As durian, wala pa ata siya na firm up, maybe in the next na nato na mga events, no? The agritourism that we can come up a circuit good, showcasing na po ang ato ang sa agritourism. So that's the durian, cacao, and all other agricultural na pwede na to i-tie up with the tourism. So as to the availability, very much available at durian. For the floriculture, we have the exhibition.
Okay. So, another idea, no, kay ang agriculture, city agriculture, siguro sa island production for Kadayawan, we can invite next. So, assignment na lang to, attorney. Thank you. Sige, Miss Karine Beltran of DCZ. Time check sa data, 11:24 na, basin, gutom na ang mga tao uban. So, let's keep it going. Para pas-pasta. Sige, go. Karine Beltran of DXDC RMN.
Yes, good morning po, attorney. If we put this into a percentage, 100% prepared na po ba tayo?
Yes, as mentioned, no, we are already in our full swing of preparation. So I hope the entire EXACOM will agree that we are 100% prepared.
Ma'am, nakasend na po ba tayo ng mga invitations? And sino po ba ang mga big personalities that we are expecting to attend with the festival?
Yes, invitations has been sent. As to the big personalities, it will be a surprise. So we will update you, and especially during our events, who will be the big personalities that will be joining us for the Kadayawan.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you po. Ay, sige, go.
Yeah, mag-add ako. Actually, we've already invited our sister cities, foreign sister cities, na join the Kadayawan, and nag-commit na one from China, Japan, our Senan sister city, from USA, Tacoma, nag-commit na rin sila. So by I think next week another group, no, from China and Japan also, so will be coming. So it's quite a good promotion for Davao City, and likewise mag-add din sa revenue ng Davao City.
Wow, looking forward, ma'am. Ma'am, in terms of beautification, saan banda po dito sa Davao City tayo nakafocus?
Actually, the whole of Davao City talaga nakafocus tayo na maging malinis, maaliwalas ang ating city. As we all know, we are one of the cleanest cities, no? Not only in the Philippines but in Asia also. So, wag tayo mag-focus sa isang lugar lang, dapat the whole of Davao City.
What design are we expecting, ma'am?
Design,
especially on the streets po.
Sa street, so syempre festive talaga because it's Kadayawan, and also abundance, no? Kasi yung display of products, especially the fruits, durians, yung mga mangosteen natin. It's all around, no, sa lahat ng mga supermarket, sa mga stores, sa mga pasalubong centers natin. So that's we are portraying that ang Kadayawan talaga is abundance. Right now, yung sa logo natin, it's ascent abundance, no, ng Davao City.
Right, thank you, ma'am. Lastly, on my end po, attorney, na-mention po kanina, binawasan po yung budget natin. Ano po mga reasons?
Well, if you can observe, we have 4 festivals in a year, so we have to diversify our resources, so that we have to make those small adjustments in terms of the budgetary to cater all the events, all our preparations for all the festivals.
Pero hindi naman po mag-short.
Ay, hindi naman. With the support of the private sector, so I think we have sufficient resources for the Kadayawan.
Thank you po.
Okay. Sige na. Sige, follow-up question daw from Nova Francas. Mindanao Times, the longest running newspaper.
Oldest. Follow-up lang po regarding the budget na reducement. Will it also affect the prices ng mga big major contests natin po? It won't affect if there is. Actually, we had an increase for our prices for the major events.
Increase
Increase sa ano po? Which areas? And if there is a final ano na po, prizes?
And Pamulak.
Yeah, same. We maintained the prices same last year. 500, no. 800 for the big category, for the Pamulak. 500 for the medium and the small, 300. Correct? 300. So 800 for the big category, 500 for the medium, and 300 for the small category.
Sorry. Okay, in case natay discrepancy sa figures, no, maybe naa siya sa media kit, guys. Naa daw sa media kit, nag-flash ka ganina ang ano. And posted also at the city government, Kadayawan sa Davao page. The Facebook page, yes. In case lang na discrepancy, basin, let's check na lang, cross-check na lang the Kadayawan sa Davao 2025 na ano, na Facebook page for verification, ha? Sige. Last question from you.
Yes. Pending the ordinance, ma'am, institutionalizing the Kadayawan, so this includes the tribal village, no? I want to know how much was the budget for this year's renovation ng mga houses, and also what happened to the Panunod project since a year has already passed and it was publicized last year na mag-inaugurate na siya late last year or early this year. And with the renovation ng mga cultural houses natin sa Magsaysay Park, di-include din ba ang rehabilitation ng mga comfort rooms or facilities for the convenience of our tourists? Thank you. Okay, for this year, we have allocated 3.5 million for the rehabilitation of all the tribal houses. And as to the Panunod, we want to have a, kumbaga, better basis for the implementation of the project. So as mentioned ni Sir Oka, no, we would really need to have more research and more accuracy or validation of our history and the tradition and culture of each tribal houses. So siguro the showcasing that we will have for the tribal village to have a correct or accurate showcase or exhibition in the tribal village. So the budget will be allocated there. So as mentioned ni Sir Oka, we will align with each other para na-atay better implementation for the project. And also as to the comfort rooms, yes, it is included to the budget for the improvement of the tribal houses.
Okay. Thank you. Wait lang, te. Sige, dirita kay... Nahuman naman to akong kanina, no? Si Again, ang time check na to, 11:32. Siguro, last two questions from different na lang na para sa sa tanan. Si Sir Mike Pasco, ganina raw yun siya. Sorry.
Morning. Ito lang po sir I believe that understanding na I in charge for events, specifically with the Indak, the Abay na race this year, atong 11 tribes, na i-highlight sa mechanics, na Abay na dugang, especially we know very sensitive ka with regards sa pag-follow sa culture, sa ito ang
Actually, it was thoroughly discussed na kung naa sila i-highlight, especially focus on our 11 cultural communities, they really have to seek, tama, di ba? They really have to seek a written permit from all the deputy mayors, no? I mean, kung asa ilang focus, kung let's say, Maguindanao ang ilang focus, they really have to sit down with Deputy Mayor Nakan. So, in anak nung nakabutang, nag-clarify yun na mo. Kung wala naman po sila i-highlight na cultural communities nato din sa Davao, walay problema. So, kana lang tong amo ang gisgutan. And that forms part dito klaro gyud sa ato ang guidelines.
Sir, as of the moment, we have how many entries now? Yung nag-submit na ba from different employees?
I think we still have to finalize the final list of our participants. We don't have the final number yet.
Okay, thank you, Sir Mike Pasco. Last question, B, kanang wala pag yun nakapangutana. Sorry lang yun sa kanang kay para dito ma-check ka diri. Sorry, sige, Mindanao Times, Miss intern. Oh, that's why. Hello, ma'am. Para ma-encourage po na mag-pursue career in journalism. Sige, go. In the spirit of kanang learning. Sige, ma'am.
Hello. My question po kay Miss Nicole po about sa food discount. Imo siyang na-mention kaganiha po, ma'am, no, nga na food discount during the Kadayawan Festival. So, my question is there an official list or map sa mga food establishment offering Kadayawan discounts? If so, naabay mga where can the public access it? And then, napubay mga food fairs or pop-up events nga ma-showcase nga na ay ingani nga discount during the Kadayawan po.
Meron tayong mga restaurants na may mga sariling promos and discounts nila na available in their own respective websites and social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Specifically, those 40 restaurants I mentioned earlier are part of the Davao Tourism Association and JCI partnership na Kaon Tabay project. So you need to buy the Kaon Tabay card para makakuha ng discount doon sa 40 restaurant partners. The Kaon Tabay, actually, we will still formally launch in the days to come. So yung discount card is applicable for the whole month of August. And then, nasa media kit din yung part ng ating Kadayawan festivities. Meron tayong food fair in Rizal.
Alright, sige. Thank you. So, siguro sa Kaon Tabay, no?
For the hoteliers, for the private sector, you mentioned already na yung hotels. All in all, how do you bed capacity? What's the bed capacity?
Okay. Sige, Apol.
All in all, for the Kadayawan.
Again, Miss Maya, yung yung vacancies na offered or like our occupancy.
All in all, sa lahat ng mga hotels.
Okay, as of last count, with the new hotels coming up, we have a total of about 9,000 rooms. Yes, 9,000 beds.
And how do these hotels intend to accomplish naman lahat naman ma-occupy during the Kadayawan? Meron na sila mga promotions?
Yes, the hotels are coming up with promos and then to fill up that room, just na ang bahal. But we're trying our best. We're really trying all out to be able to, invite more and to fill up more rooms than than the previous years.
Okay. 9,000. That establishes the readiness of our hotel occupancy in Davao City in time for the Crayon Festival. So, okay. Siguro, tama na to, no? Marag-inform na kayo. Ayaw mo kabala ka every week ang I speak. Basin gusto na to i-invite sila usab. Pwede ra kaayo kung naay mga matters na kailangan na to i-discuss, no? For this venue. Alright, so at this point, no, we will have the closing statement of our guests for today's media launch. So, for the closing statement, you may, any PSAs, any mga promotions and invitations sa atong public and to our media friends, kung na may upcoming events, you can do, you may do so, or you may invite them all at this closing statement. So, let's start first with, Sir...
May I suggest that our deputy mayors will have the closing statements para sila yung mag-invite or magsalita naman.
Alright, sige. Pwede man. Ay, wala sila na-prepare. May nagsabot na ni sila. Okay. Sige. Let us, collectively siguro invite, yeah. Sige na. Actually, sir, Sige. Okay. We have Deputy Mayor from Tagabawa.
Yes, Madiger Salam Kaniolangon. I'm inviting all the Dabaweños, not only Dabaweños, no, here, masato ang mga neighborings nga cities and neighborings na city na to na we are inviting you all na mag-visit sa ato diri sa Kadayawan sa Davao, and we will offer we present our culture and tradition na ma-present sa inyo ang 11 tribes, and hopefully na ma-enjoy sa ninyo ang amo ang festivity, the king of festivity diri sa Davao. And again, daghang salamat and welcome, and we are hoping na makaabot mo o maka-attend mo sa amo ang activity nga Kadayawan 2025. Daghang salamat. Madigong salamat kaniyulangon.
Thank you, ma'am. And from the Moro, representation.
Dumalang yung Secretary James, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madayaw og maayong utto. Ninditahan po ang lahat sa darating po nating Kadayawan. Ito po ang inaasahan namin pinaka-grandest Kadayawan Festival. Handa po ang mga tribo, 11 tribes na ipakita sa inyo ang aming talent tulad po ng dula ng Kadayawan. Makikita niyo po ang ating national sport, yung sipa, sa Magsaysay Park, dun sa mga tribal house, lalo na po dito sa may People's Park. Makikita din natin yung mga pagkain, lahat ng klaseng delikasyon ng 11 tribes doon sa ating tribal house. Inaasahan po namin manggagaling sa iba't ibang lugar, maging foreign. Welcome po sa ating Kadayawan. As I said, we expect the grandest Kadayawan in Davao. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Pamikayan Latif Arumpak Jr. Alhaj from the Bangsa Iranon, and kay Ma'am Bae Cheryl Anino from the Bagawat Tagabawa. Alright, so wato siya ang ato ang I Speak Media Conference featuring the Kadayawan 2025 launch. Unta ato ang i-celebrate safely and with all our kanang pag-enjoy sa Kadayawan Festival 2025. So I think that is it for today, for this week's edition of the I Speak Media Conference. Daghang salamat ug maayong buntag sa tanan.